everyone, it's Liz here, as you can see, aka the Potsie Zebra. If you don't already follow me on, there's a hair on the camera. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, I'm at the Potsie Zebra. I don't tweet as often. I've got a personal Twitter, that's why, but I tweet about topical things to do with POTS and EDS and health, disability, all that kind of stuff. This is the update that I've been meaning to film but have just either been too busy, not well, or forgot. It's usually one of those three things. So I'm wearing my neck collar today as I'm just sitting on my sofa. I forgot to get my cushion from the bedroom, and I spend most of my time in there anyway, so either sitting up with this or lying down without it. But it's comfortable, and I wear it outside, and being black, my coat's black as well, it kind of blends in. Even sometimes people don't notice. It's really bizarre that I have a collar on. Anyway, so I have been to see my rheumatologist, and thank God I did, because my last update was that my GP basically didn't believe that anything was wrong. He wouldn't continue the steroids. I was in a lot of pain in my jaw and all this, and my neck at the back and all this stuff. If you haven't seen the last video, you won't know what I'm talking about, so go watch that before this one. It's called Back to Square One. So last Thursday, I went to my rheumatologist, who is at the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital at Stanmore, which is the best, I have to say, now that Professor Graham doesn't appear to be practicing, not even private. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm not sure. I should try and find out. And basically got there, and because it was a 4:30 appointment, it was very late, and I thought, oh well, end of clinic, going to be really late. And she didn't have anyone before me or after me, so she actually called me in, and I was in the loo. And I came back, and she was waiting for me. So I've seen her many times before. It's not Dr. Cohen, it's another rheumatologist. At first I was debating whether to say who it was or not, but I don't actually. She's not on the Stanmore website, so I'm not sure if she's like permanent staff or not. But she used to work at Addenbrooke's, so luckily knows a lot of my specialists I see now, because I go to Addenbrooke's for a lot of stuff. In fact, I'm waiting to see the maxillofacial team there, and for my jaw. She knows my gastro doctor, and because he's not very good, she was also like, oh God, you can't, She wasn't surprised I was having a bad experience, put it that way. Anyway, so she's seen me probably every 6 months for the last couple of years, and she's really good, and she knows that my stomach problems and my neck problems and all my jaw problems. And basically she was horrified that my GP or any doctor, especially when I've been to A&E at Addenbrooke's in agony, they've done nothing, no scans, nothing at all to see what's wrong with me. And she luckily got sent the ultrasound I had done of my neck. And actually, my GP told me it was completely fine, even though at the time the sonographer, who's the person who does the scans, said my salivary glands were bright and quite enlarged, which is unusual, but didn't say that was anything bad. She said something about that where my soft tissue is in my jaw and my salivary glands, it's fat instead of soft tissue, and I don't know if that's normal or not, or what that means. If anyone does know, please comment below. Also, she said that I have enlarged salivary glands. She asked if I had salivary stones. I have no idea. I was like, how would you know if you had them? I don't feel them. I've never coughed any stones up. I mean, it's really odd. Anyway, so there was that. Sorry, just going to have to change hands because holding my phone is hurting at the moment. Oh no, I've got the sun. There we go. I've got to contend between my neck and the sun. Oh, and you can see that's my morphine patch. It's on there at the moment. So I'm afraid you're going to have to just contend with the sun. I'll go like that. It's so frustrating filming. And there we go. That's what I'll have to do. So anyway, she... first things first, she's going to get an urgent MRI done of my neck, and it will also be of my whole face. So it will check my saliva... Well, I'll check my saliva glands, but it'll check my sinuses, because she wants to check they're not causing any issues because of the pain I'm getting around here, which is sinus pain. And my head, they're doing my brain, like head brain type thing, because she said it's related, possibly. So she said that would be done. I go back again on the 28th of February, and she said I'd have already had the MRI by then. So she has the results. So that is really quick, because usually MRIs for me, you usually have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get an appointment, and then, or to get the letter, and then it tells you the appointment's like another 3 or 4 weeks away, or even longer. So we're talking a month at the most that I'll have already had it. So there's that. Then she agrees with all my symptoms. She is should by now actually been referring me to see the lupus clinic at the Royal Free Hospital in London. Now, I've never been there, but I know a lot of people who have, and luckily they've been very helpful with telling me about how rubbish the parking is. And so I shall get patient transport, but I don't know when that is yet. I've not heard. But it's the SLE clinic, so it's systemic lupus. I don't know what the E stands for. I'm not that scientific and clever. And they also look at Sjögren's as well, which is obviously what we've been saying it is all along because of the symptoms. But she's also not ruling out lupus, which I was quite surprised, because I've done a lot of looking up about lupus, and there's a lot of symptoms I don't have. So I don't know, because everything's just up in my neck really, and I've gotten the backache, but I have problems with my back anyway. So I don't know. Anyway, what's the third thing? Oh, I had blood tests done after my appointment, which was shocking, because that day I had a really bad stomach. It was hurting. I felt a little bit sick all day. Maybe it was worrying about the appointment, I don't know. But and I had diarrhea and stuff, so I couldn't eat all day. So I had my elementals, and I was going to take one with me, and I forgot. And so she said, so I had to have my blood taken, but I had to have 8 tubes taken. And I hadn't eaten that day, and I had drunk quite a lot. But my veins are bad. EDS means basically you have really terrible veins. I've got a bit of a bruise still from it. It's gone yellow now. But the nurse was really good. She actually got another nurse to help, because this always happens with me. When I get my blood taken, they get the vein and it starts coming out, but then the vein just drops and goes away and they lose it. So she had, because the veins move a lot and they're quite deep, so she had to hold it, and the other nurse had to hold my hand, so I didn't, I wasn't moving at all, but she was holding my hand in place when the blood was coming out, because they needed to take so much. They couldn't really, they didn't want to put me through stabbing somewhere else, but I don't mind if they do, because that happens a lot. So that was then and there. So they were repeating a lot of the stuff that I've already had done, but then they were just checking for other stuff, and hopefully they can assess better than my GP can, because my GP looks and goes, oh, it's fine, even though I have my inflammatory markers raised. Last time he said they were fine, but maybe Stan will think that's not a good thing. I don't know. So then we go to the 28th of February, where I'll go back and I'll get the results of everything. And I might not have been to the lupus clinic by then. I don't know how soon they'll see me. She said that she actually has another EDS patient who has Sjögren's and or has lupus. No, they have lupus. They suspected it was lupus or Sjögren's, and they went to the same clinic I've been referred to, and they basically just said what the symptoms were. They had a few blood tests and they were diagnosed with lupus. So it might be that it's symptoms based, like with EDS. You tell them what your symptoms are, they look at you, assess you, look at your scans, look at your things you've had done. For my photos, I'm definitely going to print out when I get this red rash here. and the oral thrush that I had, and my lips are so bad at the moment. They're so dry and chapped, but I put Vaseline on them all day, every day, and they just don't ever get better. So yeah, so it was amazing. She's actually listened. She understood. She did something about it, and she's also going to write to my GP because I asked about the steroids, and she said that in her opinion she can't see any reason why I can't have the steroids if they helped before, but she feels like if I am on steroids and go to the lupus clinic, it's going to mask my symptoms. So don't have the steroids until I've had all these tests done, because like even the MRI, the steroids could take inflammation down and then it won't show. And obviously I have my blood tests already, so I don't have to worry about that. But yes, by the end of February I may be back on steroids, but she's going to write to my GP, and I'm so happy that he's going to be told that I am allowed to be on steroids because he's so against it. So ha ha ha. She said that if it is lupus or Sjogren's, that's what they'd use to treat the initial pain. I've got such bad pain behind my ears at the moment, it really hurts, so I'm done. But that's what happened, and fingers crossed, and I'll let you know if I have my scan or appointment and how it goes. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye.